Welcome back to the show. Check it out. XRP up 20+% on the 7-day and half of that in the last 24 hours. Yeah, we got that and so much more. Somebody wrote that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. Woo-wee, do I love the smell of crypto in the morning. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Look at these numbers, $2.86 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is up 3%, but look at the numbers. Bitcoin, 79,000 plus. It hit 80 overnight. Yes, it did. Yeah, up 16.5 on the 7-day. Ethereum now over 3,000, 3,100 plus, up 30+% on the 7-day. USD Tether 123 billion plus. I've never seen it that high. USDC 37 billion plus. I've never seen it that high. And XRP is 60 cents this morning. Happy Sunday, everybody. We're up 10.3 on the 24-hour and we're up 20.7 on the 7-day. Head on a swivel. We're ranging between 54 and 60 cents right now, and we're pushing. Yeah, I'm loving what I'm seeing. Look at it. It's just like, ooh, you can feel something's coming. And wait till you see what some of these technical analysts are telling us now. Oh, my gracious. Look, I want to remind everybody, I Trust Capital. Hey, if you want to get your bags right and you know you need to sit on them for a minute, why not get yourself a Roth and IRA at I Trust Capital? Yes, you can roll over your 401, 403B, all of that. You can do so much, but empower yourself. Get your own back office. Look, the only thing better than buying crypto is buying tax-free crypto, and it's exactly what you can do with a Roth, is you could get that Roth, and then when you go to draw on that money, when you know you're going to have a fixed income after you're 59 and a half, you're not going to get taxed on that Roth. Look, like I said, the only thing better than buying crypto is buying tax-free crypto. Market's moving. Links underneath the video. Look at this. Shout out to Matt Hogan from Bitwise. CIO says $22 billion inflows for Bitcoin ETFs is just the start. Gold had increasing inflows every year for 8 years after it launched. He said, I actually think the same will happen for Bitcoin. Listen.
These ETFs in a limited sense. Before I came to Bitwise 6.5 years ago, I was the CEO of ETF.com. So this is my neck of the woods. The thing that crypto should realize about ETFs is they are multi-year stories. If you look back at the gold ETF, which when it launched was the most successful ETF launch of all time, year 2 had more flows than year 1, year 3 more than year 2, year 4 more than year 3 for 8 straight years. I actually think the same thing is going to happen for Bitcoin ETFs. Yes, this was a record year, the most successful ETF launch of all time. Maybe we'll get $20+ billion of assets into these ETFs in year 1. That's amazing. I bet you year 2 is bigger. And I bet you year 3 is bigger. ETFs are a 5 to 10 year journey to maturity. So we're still really at the earliest stage.
Wow. Yeah, love hearing that for all of us. Yeah, and love hearing this too. Uphold, the XRP Ledger is stepping into new territory. Take a listen. Here's your XRP report for the week, where 88% of transactions used to be payments. Recent data shows a major shift. DEX and asset issuance may make up half of the now make up half of the XRP Ledger activity. Oh, we got growth, baby. This shift signals increasing interest in XRP Ledger's diverse DeFi, trading, and asset issuance capabilities. Exciting times for the XRP community ahead. The new price oracle amendment just went live as well, enabling off-chain data to flow into XRP Ledger and setting the stage for advanced DeFi applications and smart contracts. And don't forget, they also have a simulator amendment, which is going to allow financial institutions and payment providers to have access to this so they can simulate the advantage of using this network, which is, I believe, where the idea of two different prices for XRP came from. Because if you think that they don't have simulation data that they could sit down and show every financial client and potential client and customer where the advantage is, then they are not the ones for the job. And that's why I know that they do. And I know that that's a simulation. Hey, if we were to take Bank of America's daily payment flows and put this on the ledger, this is what we could expect, right? This is what you could expect in the manner of security, efficiency, scalability, affordability, the rest of it, right? So this is super exciting. A wave of amendments here, ladies and gentlemen, making their way to the XRP Ledger. Go watch that video from last week and we'll keep you up to date. XRP Ledger Network quietly crossed 2 minor milestones earlier today. 13 million XRP burned all time and 92 million ledgers closed successfully. Yeah, shout out to the XRP Ledger. If one gets a UAE Golden Visa with USDC, how soon until you can pay your U.S. federal income tax in USDC? Seems like soon. Is that what one would call a treasury swap? I know I would. It sounds like it. Shout out to Jeremy Allaire. This is basically a video that acknowledges that you can now use a state protocol and it enables to get a long-term residence permit in the UAE with your crypto. How about that? That's pretty impressive. And again, I wanted to share this because how soon before we're able to pay our U.S. federal income tax in a stable coin like USDC or the real USD? Then this, MelGold Vision, building on the XRP Ledger with usage of digital certificates on the ledger for Mel's gold approach, combined with the power of the XRP Ledger, is set to transform the gold industry. Oh boy, things are happening very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, very quickly. Let's take a look at this because, look, things are happening. I mean, this stuff has been in the works for years, but you can feel it coming to the surface now because we know we have a crypto president and he is going to bring clarity to this market. You can write that down. Ripple's Project PAX is a reminder that Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse meeting with Japanese officials to discuss crypto regulation and innovation. We already know that where entities like Ripple have faced ongoing legal battles with the SEC, Japan's largest banks advancing a stablecoin initiative, Project PAX, and they already have a huge pact with 50 to 60 banks, according to Emi Yoshikawa, in Japan, and SBI being a major investor in R3 and Ripple. Yoshitaka Katao there on that front. I remind everybody that R3 is for sale, so watch out. We may see an acquisition too. Let's not lose sight of the fact that XRP and XLM are really positioned to facilitate global settlements of payments, whether it's on the retail peer-to-peer side or whether we're talking a more deeper back wholesale side on the financial system. And it can be used in every way by everyone at this time, right? It's just that financial institutions need the regulatory clarity and the liftoff approval from the OCC and the FDIC, and that may come in the way of regulation here domestically in the States. It's also been said here in the last 24 hours here, Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson confirms crypto advisor role under Donald Trump. He's potentially hoping to look forward to them. He's been introduced and he's been talking with that camp. The only problem I have with this is that, Charles, who has recently issued an apology to the XRP community, well, if you listen to it very closely, you will find it is one of the most condescending apologies I've ever heard in my life, but I wouldn't expect anything less from someone like Charles. What I would tell Charles and Donald Trump and the political team is you may want to hold up on this one for a second until you see XRP unleashed. Because you're going to find out some things about Charles Hoskinson and his time at Ethereum that may make you consider someone else as a crypto advisor. So I'm all about unity. I'm all about coming together, but I'm also all about the information and the facts. Let's get them all. Let's get all the facts. This is CFTC's Commissioner Pham. Yes, Commissioner Caroline Pham, who is absolutely a really smart person and super crypto smart, super crypto advocate, I believe, in understanding that this technology can be complementary to the financial system And I think that she's going to do everything she can to bring that message and clarity to regulation as well, and educating people on Capitol Hill about what needs to happen. But let's take a listen to this right here.
On blockchain, more disclosure norms. Could you spell it out in terms of what regulation is good regulation, what regulation is bad and unproductive regulation?
Sure, of course. So the first thing that we need to do is to establish clear registration regimes. So a lot of the enforcement actions that we've had at the CFTC and at the SEC have been for failure to register as a broker-dealer or failure to register as an exchange. At the CFTC, failure to register as a futures exchange. But the thing is that we've not provided the guidance to the industry on how do you register. So it's all well and good to do, like I said, it's a gotcha environment. You didn't register, but firms have put in applications with both agencies to try to register. And so I think it's not really fair to, on the one hand, say come register, on the other hand, not tell anybody how to do that or to approve any applications.
There you go. And let's listen to just this first part really quickly, too, because she slams the regulation by enforcement.
They have spoken, and they want to see people with real-world business experience in Washington. I think that's why you see the markets rallying, because there's a hope that there's going to be people with deeper understanding of the markets, of market fundamentals, of the international trade situation, and what that means for the balance of power between the U.S. and the rest of the world. So I think that's what that means. And I think importantly in the crypto space, what it means is no more regulation by enforcement, that America needs to go back to embracing innovation, and we need to be forward-looking, like we are here in Singapore, and be focused on what can we do to provide regulatory clarity now or today. And that's why I've proposed a U.S. regulatory sandbox in the past that we've talked about. And that's something that we can do now, we can do today. The MAS stood up their regulatory sandbox in 2018. It's time for us to do these pilot programs now. And
it makes so much sense, too, right? And I'll tell you what else it sounds like. It sounds like she has the same idea at the CFTC to do the same kind of embrace of innovation that Hester Peirce has talked about with a safe harbor inside the SEC. So no matter where you end up with where your project may be aligned and the way you have to register, I think we're going to see that ability for these agencies to work together finally. I want to remind everybody that Brad Garlinghouse has met with Commissioner Pham, and I believe more than once at this point, so hold your hat. Here's one of the real concerns, however, from Commissioner Pham, and it is a rightful concern, but I believe it is also speaks to the idea of introducing something like XRP within inside of the financial system and the FX market. And it is something that has to be done very delicately, because you're not going to shut the world off in order to insert a new money or a new asset inside of the financial system. You have to do it without bringing the rest of it down to the ground.
And so this is really, I think, things that people are thinking about, and it's things that people are concerned about. And I think there are also concerns about what does it mean, again, from a geopolitical perspective, if should another currency arise as the world's reserve currency, or if there's a non-state currency, so to speak, that becomes a world's reserve. That's another thing that I think people are very concerned about.
See, so this idea about a world bridge currency or a new world reserve currency that's not backed by an actual country or government, this is what the regulators are talking about. And she's not a YouTuber. She's a commissioner at the CFTC. So we're not so far off the mark. And now that we've got a crypto president, and I don't mind telling you, we also have a vice president who is very acclimated to crypto. Take a listen. This is J.D. Vance.
The social media incumbents of 2024 are going to require some blockchain technology to make their business work. Maybe they'll require a token that supports verification. There are all of these ways in which the companies, when I talk to sort of friends who are still in the VC industry, the companies that are most exciting to them, they're doing actual things in communications in the 21st century, in 2024, I should say, those companies very often rely on high utility tokens to do things like verification.
High utility tokens. He knows the difference.
Well, if we're not making it possible to do verification, then we're going to make it really hard to challenge the existing incumbents in the space.
And he's absolutely right, ladies and gentlemen. But first, I believe XRP has to prove out as a payment token before it can serve such a large role, coveted role to the world that has never been placed in the hands of a non-sovereign currency, right? So this is really interesting where we're at in this time. This here is a publication at the Hoover Institute, on digital currencies, the U.S., China, and the world at a crossroads. Shout out to Mr. Mann for this. Give him a follow. I want to show you a piece of this. Take a listen.
This here. I've posted this document now. I'm not too sure how many people are going to actually go through it. So I figured I'd give you a quick overview here. So digital currencies, the U.S., China, and the world at a crossroads. Check this out. Okay, we'll come right here. So you go in. It is possible to envisage even more adventurous arrangements. For instance, a special drawings right-based stablecoin issued by a multilateral agency reminiscent of John Maynard Keynes' proposed supranational currency, the Bancor, which would be exchangeable with any national currency. Any national currency could thus be convertible into any other national currency in 2 steps via the stablecoin. Such an arrangement would resemble the cross-border payment system that Ripple currency operates with its XRP cryptocurrency.
There you have it. And isn't that a part of the conversation that what Commissioner Pham was discussing? The question is if a non-sovereign currency were to serve as a world reserve currency. But XRP has to play out and serve that it can serve an effective role as a payment token, a payment currency, before I believe it can truly be considered a world reserve currency and move into that role. But that could happen quickly too, by the way, right? So, and you got to have people that are in a room like this that can make things like this happen. You know, you have to have the 43rd treasurer on your board of directors, which we do. You have to have Lauren Blee from head of public policy at government from Ripple sitting one chair away from Nellie Liang, the undersecretary of domestic finance. Stellar's there too, right? Paxos is there. I mean, they're all there. All the players are there. And that is what we're waiting for. And I believe we just had an election that will ensure that we're going to get it sometime this year. Looking at the charts very quickly, Bitcoin cycle top in 9.67 months is the historical average here. It hit 80,000 overnight, ladies and gentlemen. Van Eck said it could hit 100,000 before the end of the year and calling for 300,000 for a top on this cycle. Cycle A took 9 months to reach the cycle top and just 8 months to hit the top. Cycle B took 8 months to hit the top. Cycle C spent 12 months with a double top, technically before reaching the next cycle top. Cycle D, the average duration for the cycle was 9.67 months based on historical data, with November 24 potentially marking the bounce off the Fibonacci 1.0. We're looking at August 25 as the likely time frame for the cycle top. So, Eggrad Crypto's opinion, he said, I'm leaning toward the idea that the window for this cycle is closing. For those who have been waiting 3 to 4 years for the next couple of months are critical for your investment thesis. Whether the cycle top occurs in March 25, August, or September, be prepared to hit the sell button. Don't get caught up in the hype. Market moves in waves. Buy when they drop, sell when they rise. And there it is right there. And that's on Bitcoin. And then Dark Defender shares the epic journey of the XRP army in a nutshell. XRP in the 6 monthly time frame is ready for the grand breakout. So the 6 month time frame. So we are in a 6 month window for the next candle of that breakout is basically what he's suggesting there. And the big accounts are saying it's time, says Block Bull, but a little bit of a difference of opinion here. He says, however, I'm in the opinion we are still 7 weeks away before our wildest dreams become a reality. And he shows that chart here. Although Dark Defender kind of agrees because he says in the 6 monthly time frame, it's ready for a breakout. So if it's showing that's ready for a breakout, we may break out slowly over the next 6 months. I don't know how it happens. I know you guys don't either, and they don't as well. So we're going to have to watch this closely to find out what really goes on. But I'll tell you this, I'm excited that we're here watching it together, and I'm super grateful that you allow me into your life. Hit the like and subscribe, leave a comment below. We're going into the freedom zone, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to want to miss it. It's a goodie, and you're going to want it. Here we go. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. Come on in. All right. Well